And once again, welcome to another edition of Fitness for All. I'm your host, Cam Jenkins. And on this episode, we have Assata McKenzie. Assata, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Assata, can you maybe start off by telling the listeners a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Okay, well, I'm a fitness professional, and I've been in the fitness industry, both commercial, corporate, and city, municipal, probably for just over 15 years without aging myself. And I've been in different areas of fitness, from group fitness classes to corporate classes to online classes to print media, so a bit of chatelaine and fitness editorials and modeling, to some television. So I've been a fitness expert on the Stephen and Chris show, breakfast television, and City Line as well.
Very nice. And can you maybe talk a little bit about how your fitness journey started and how you got into fitness?
Oh, absolutely. It's a quick story. I met a guy. I fell in love. Every time we looked into each other's eyes, we said, I love you. Let's go for dinner. So we started to eat a lot of fast food. This was really good, I thought, until my clothes started to shrink. And I was like, why are my clothes shrinking? He started to get a pot belly, and I thought that was cute. And then I started to get a pot belly, and I thought that wasn't cute. So he said, let's go to the gym. And I said, that's fine. We went to the weight room, and I couldn't remember my reps and sets. So every time he'd say, well, how many reps are left? And I'd be like, I don't know. He'd be like, then you got to start from the beginning. I was like, this is not fun. So I made an excuse to leave, followed the music in this gym, and saw people moving weirdly to fitness music. And I thought, oh, that's cool. I can do that. That looks so easy. Took the training. It wasn't easy. But I really, really loved it. And I got rid of the boyfriend at the time and got a new career. That's how it started.
That is a quick story. And it all started from
it all started from a relationship. But seriously, I'm trying to be funny, but seriously, what also happened within that story that I just kind of missed was that at one point I was walking home and I thought someone was following me, and I started to move faster and they started to move faster and, faster. So I finally got the courage to turn around and say, get away from me. And it was just my butt. So my butt grew so big that I thought someone was following me. And then that's when I actually decided to get a new career, because it was rough.
Fair enough. And I didn't know what to say to that.
Should I laugh? Should I not laugh? Awkward moment. Sorry. I'm just full of bad jokes. Seriously, I've always had a love of fitness since grade school. I ran track, cheerleading, gymnastics, all that stuff. So honestly, when I really did discover fitness, group fitness, later in life, in air quotes, I really did. It really did get drawn to it. So there's truth in all that, those bad stories. But the truth is, I really wanted to improve my own fitness, and I thought by improving my own fitness, I could be an example for other women. Other women and other people of color out there, and just everyone, whoever I touched or got to meet in my classes and so on. I just really wanted to be an example. And that's the true story, without any jokes as to why.
No, jokes are good on the podcast as well. You just caught me off guard, and I didn't know if I should go down that rabbit hole.
No worries. You can cut all that out if you need to. You have my permission. Edit.
No, that's not going to be edited, because that's probably going to be the best part of this podcast.
Oh, funny.
So, being a person of color, you talked a little bit about that.
Yes.
What does it mean to you to be a person of color? And has that affected you in any way, shape, or form, be it your personal life or your professional life, in helping other people gain their fitness?
Oh, that's a great question. Specifically, I'm a Black woman. So being a person of color and a Black woman in Canada, in Toronto specifically, it's a unique experience, I would think, because there aren't, in my experience, there's not a lot of people that look like me, especially in the fitness conferences I go to, the trainings that I attend, the meetings I attend, the tables that I sit at. And I'm not sitting at any high-level tables. I'm mostly frontline, and that's fine because I really do have a passion for fitness and movement. But I guess what it means is that sometimes I find myself in spaces like I said, where no one looks like me, no one thinks like me. And sometimes that's a good thing because I bring a unique experience and a unique perspective to things. I'll never, ever forget what it's like to be a newbie, and I'll never forget what it's like to be othered or feel like I'm on the outside. I'm not saying that I've never felt welcomed in these spaces in my career, but I'm saying that it's always apparent that, that there's not a lot of people that look like me. So that sometimes means that I feel second guessed. Sometimes I feel the opposite. I feel like if one of the organizations has a question about how to involve Black people, I am almost having to speak on behalf of the whole race, and that's not cool because I can't. Obviously, our experiences are different. So I think I find myself explaining myself sometimes. I find myself second guessing myself. I find myself just being unique in both good and bad ways. If that's a good summary.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Certainly is a great way to explain it. With the way that the world is changing, and I really hope that it is changing after what happened, how do you see the world changing, 5-10 years from now? And how are you yourself going to change it?
A good question. You're saying after what happened, I hope that you're referring to the recent police shootings and the riots and the, more importantly, the protests that have come out, have started as a result. And if that's what you're referring to, then is that okay? Good. Then what I see is changing is more of a magnifying glass. Racism, brutality, police brutality specifically, has always been happening. I feel like the difference is that now there are more video cameras happening out there to capture it a little differently. I hope I don't see what's happening. I think I can only hope for better. I hope for change, and I hope for more people like yourself using whatever power you have, whatever privilege you might have, to shine a light on injustices that are happening. And then we continue to shine that light. And the personal is political, but if you don't want to see it as political, then that's fine. Just in whatever capacity, whatever lane that you find yourself in. My lane is fitness, your lane is podcasting, whatever lane you find yourself in, say something, care, and use your voice in whatever way you can. That's what I hope to see. Hope to see more people voicing it and not pretending. I remember being in one of my trainings, and someone saying to me, I don't even notice that you're Black. I don't even see color. And I thought, I used to think that was a good thing, but it's not, because I am Black, and I don't want to not be seen. I don't want to be the invisible, visible minority in the room. I want to be seen. I want to be acknowledged. And then from there, we can move on. And I think that's the better thing. So see and care. More seeing, more caring, and more speaking out is what I really hope for the future. Yeah,
absolutely. And at the end of the day, my opinion on it is that we can only change our actions. We can't change anyone else's actions. So if you can speak up and be an ally towards Black Lives Matter, and for me, I have a disability, so being an ally for disability or disabled people, that's all you can do is you can, as you said eloquently, have a voice and speak your truth. So absolutely.
Thanks, Cam. Yeah, well said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, getting back to the fitness part.
Yes.
What is it that you enjoy the most, like the type of fitness that you do?
I think what I enjoy the most is that it's so multifaceted. What I enjoy the most is that 15, 20 years ago, I couldn't confidently say to someone, I'm a fitness professional, because what does that mean? I had an ex-partner say to me, how do you teach fitness? It doesn't make any sense. You can't teach people to exercise. He literally said it didn't make any sense. And I was just like, but you just don't understand what we're doing here. What we're doing is so important. we're influencing, we're changing lives, we're educating. I'm a movement educator. I think what I like most about my fitness is my career is that I'm doing so many things that I didn't think I could do. So I'm also an educator. I didn't mention that. I'm also a faculty member at Guelph Humber College, teaching students how to teach group fitness, teaching them the benefits of health and wellness as well. And I'm doing this without a master's. I'm doing this, I've got a bachelor, but I'm doing this without a PhD. My experience in the industry is so vast that I was invited to be a faculty member, and I'm so proud of that. So yeah, I think in summary, what I like about my career is that there's so many different things. Even working with Lebert Fitness is never something that I thought I'd ever be able to do. So I got to model for him for the company, and I got to actually meet the inventor of many of the Lebert products, and I got to work on video shoots with him and other big names in the fitness industry. So pretty freaking lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe the inventor that you're speaking of is Mark Lebert, and
The one and only, the one and only.
yes, he is a pretty special guy to a lot of people,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, you can't say much more about him than
Yeah,
that.
he's so special to me, and I'm so blessed to know him and to be able to call him a friend is pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, there's a lot of different ways to train people, and I
Yes.
know you specifically like to do Zumba.
Yes, I do like to do Zumba. Yeah, you got
And
it.
why did you choose that over some of the other ways that you could train people or get people healthy?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm choosing that in addition to other things. So I also teach Pilates, group fitness, yoga, yoga meditation, yoga nidra. I teach HIIT training. I teach, what else do I teach? Everything under the sun except for aqua fitness. So I've got a really vast background.
Mhm.
BOSU, TRX, all the Lebert systems. So I teach a variety of things. But why I chose Zumba for my online classes during the lockdown is because it was one of the funnest ways that I could build community. It was quick. The Zumba company, the Zumba brand, allowed us to teach without any extra licensings or any extra money. And I also, at the beginning of the lockdown of COVID and the quarantine, I personally didn't feel comfortable monetizing what I do right away. So I taught for free. And so Zumba was one of the fastest things I could do online and for free. That's why I chose it.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the first, how do you say it, way that you train people? Was it the HIIT system? Was it the Zumba? Or like when you first started out, how did you train people? Did you have a certain technique?
Sorry, Cam, do you mean started out in the industry or started out in online teaching?
In the industry, like when you
Oh,
first started?
Oh yeah. So when I first started out, it was totally group fitness only. Lots of marching on the spot, lots of squats, lots of lunges, and then more marching on the spot. So I chose that because of the group element. I'm also trained as a personal trainer, but I'm very drawn to group fitness, a small group personal training, and it's again that community element. It's the variety of people that I get to work with in one space. I chose it because music was always a factor, and I really like the music aspect to it as well. I like to sort of allow people to feel like they are, like a parent might, or yeah, like a mother or a father might put broccoli in a smoothie to trick kids into drinking or getting their vegetables. I feel like, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I feel like I'm using music and the group mentality to take away from the intimidation factor when it comes to fitness. And I personally was very intimidated by the weight room. I was very intimidated by a lot of things in the group fitness industry. Again, being one of few Black people in the industry where I was. So I had to make it fun. I had to take that element of frustration or intimidation away, and music really, really helps with that.
Oh, absolutely, it does. I know
Mhm.
that when I go in for one of Mark's classes, well, his music's, it's a little bit off, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I love his music variety. He's got a sweet taste in music. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much for me, and we were discussing that the other day, actually. So he doesn't like that I don't like his music, but whatever. For different folks. So,
Yeah, that's right.
what are some other ways that you motivate people to get them to work out, or do you find that they just always have it within themselves to be able to go there and to work out, or to show up online for one of your Zumba classes?
Great question. Motivation changes with the day. And so online has given me a chance to remember. I always do this, but I'm doing this a little more now, just checking in the beginning with how people are feeling. And then from the check-in, I decide right there on the spot what the warm-up is going to be and what the vibe of the class is going to be. So sometimes in my mind, I want to have a really high intensity, no breaks, just go for it, sweaty, lots of jumping. And then from the check-in, if I'm feeling that people are feeling fatigued or people are feeling a little frustrated, I'll sort of ease into it and sort of change the vibe of the class. So we're going to do a little less jumping. We're going to have a little more of a hit style in a Zumba class where you have a high intensity, high energy song followed by a lower energy, lower intensity song and back and forth. So lots of checking in changes the way motivation happens depending on the group.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what would you say you've learned over the years of doing small group training or just exercising in period? What's something that you've learned over these years that you can take and teach other people, or just what you've taught yourself?
Good, great question. Over the years, I've learned that the best made plans are just that, plans, but they can always change. And being a group fitness instructor has definitely helped with my improv skills and my ability to use a variety of not only motivational techniques, but a variety of coaching techniques, the ability to communicate with people, not just verbally, but non-verbally, to talk to my kinesthetic learners, to talk to people in different ways, on different days, is definitely what I've learned. And every day is different is what I've learned. Even if you're working with the same group, every workout can be different. And to be really open with that. This concept of staying in the moment is one that I've really come to appreciate as a group fitness instructor. Again, every class, every moment is different. No matter what plans you have, someone may show up and not be able to do it. And you want to have that group feeling without people feeling isolated or intimidated. So yeah, lots of improv is what I've learned.
Absolutely, and that shows your gift for wanting to get everyone to join and everyone to do it and be inclusive.
Yes.
How have you, can you give an example of how you've been adaptable in the past for someone that can't necessarily do something?
A great example, a couple of examples are pregnancies and minor injuries. So ankle issues, knee issues, back issues can often happen in a class. So always having, always having in mind what the progression and regression of an exercise is, but also watching my language as well. So instead of calling an exercise harder, easier, I'll say hard, harder, and hardest. And knowing what my group might need in a moment, scanning the room, I can start with always the hard. Guys, this is going to be a hard exercise. We are doing push-ups on the knees, and this is hard because you're using your upper body. More muscles are working than you think. You're not just using your arms. You want to make this hard exercise even harder, then we're taking it to the toes. We can take the feet wide. You want to make it the hardest option? Okay, here comes one-handed push-ups. Now, this is a silly example, like an extreme example, but I hope it illustrates the fact that you need to have a good understanding of exercise physiology and anatomy to be able to make the changes that need to be made on the spot. Is that a good answer? Is that clear?
You know what? That any answer is a perfect answer. Because it's what
Great.
you're feeling, and that's what it is at the end of the day. So every answer is a perfect answer if that's how the way you feel.
Great, thank you. I was just wondering if it made sense to you, my answer.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
So, what is next for Assata? Be it the next year, 5 years, what's next for you?
Ooh, with the COVID happening, I really am afraid to say what's next because I don't know what. So I guess I can hope that in the next year I just continue to discover where I go next. A lot of my work has been by word of mouth. So I hope to continue to have an open mind and be open to whatever opportunities come my way, and a lot of really cool opportunities have come my way. I'm also a wellness professional. I have a diploma in fitness and health promotion, and so maybe I'll be doing a lot more health promotion and a lot more corporate work than commercial. And I hope to be doing a lot more online and virtual fitness and remote fitness classes. I'm still an educator. I'm still teaching for Guelph Humber College, so I hope to be teaching remotely for them as well.
That's amazing. And Assata, if anyone wants to be able to reach out to you and to be able to take your classes, be it personal training or your Zumba, how can they reach out to you?
Oh, please follow me on Instagram at Assata McKenzie on Instagram. It'll show up as Sata Lata Fitness. Oh, one more thing I do, Cam. I'm also a CanFit Pro Trainer. And so if anybody in the world wants to know how to teach group fitness in general and just enjoy the options of the world of group fitness and take it wherever you want to, I'm a pro trainer for CanFit Pro. So definitely contact me for that. So Facebook, I'm Assata McKenzie, and Instagram is my favorite. I'm Sata Lata Fitness, and for Twitter, I am Assata, ASSATA _ on Twitter.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And since you did mention the CanFit Pro, how do you become a CanFit Pro trainer, and how do you train other people to be trainers?
Right, great. So as a CanFit Pro Trainer, I applied. And from there, they take your experience in mind. You have to audition, so to speak, with a video of yourself teaching, not just teaching theory, but also teaching, like physically teaching. And from there, if you're accepted, then they give you course curriculum, and then you're able to shape the curriculum to meet your personality and your experience as well. And then again, because of the quarantine, I am teaching online classes only. So you have the option to teach face-to-face or online, and I'm using Zoom as my platform for teaching online classes.
Amazing. Well, Assata, thank you so much for being on the show today. I think, we've talked a lot about fitness, but also about the Black Lives Matter. And I think that's very important in today's world as well. So before I let you go, is there any other message that you want to get out there to the world?
Black Lives Matter. They've always mattered. And all Black Lives Matter is the message that I want to get out there.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Kim.
You're more than welcome, and I certainly hope to have you on the podcast again.
Thank you. I'd love that.
You have a great day.
You too. Bye now.